Hello and welcome to the Eastern Idaho Planning Briefing for Tuesday, May 5th. And here's a summary of what you're going to see this morning. There are areas of frost and freezing possible this morning in the Snake River Plain. There is currently a frost advisory in effect, as well as a freeze warning in effect this morning. However, the focus will really be on a storm that will be crossing through southern Idaho tomorrow. We're looking for a very windy Wednesday afternoon and evening hours. This will bring back areas of blowing dust. This is very common in spring here in eastern Idaho. And there is currently a high wind watch in effect. I would fully expect this afternoon for that to become a high wind warning for, again, Wednesday afternoon and evening. The only other thing of note, though, is this storm is bringing very little in the way of precipitation, although it is bringing actually some light snow at elevations above 8,000 feet. We'll take a look at that. And the only other place that really is affected every day is the northeast corner, primarily Fremont County. It will continue to be affected by low pressure storms moving through Montana, and that'll be mostly in the way of showers. And really, the rest of our forecast area will very likely be dry for most of the week, with the exception of this Wednesday feature. So let's take a look at the details. Here's the current satellite view. You can see nearly clear skies, just a few patchy cirrus over us. But as this thing here is all going to be migrating during the day, and by tonight we'll be at the coast, and then this glob of moisture here will be rotating up and over and through Idaho on Wednesday afternoon. And so this is the one that's going to bring us the wind and the storms, rain, and just generally bad weather. So you can see it's all lit up here for Wednesday. The biggest problems will be in the Snake River Plain, where we're looking for high wind and blowing dust. Same is true in Magic Valley and in the South Hills as well. Should also be windy in the Lost River area. And you see the chance for rain is pretty limited to the eastern highlands and to the Wood River and Sawtooth areas, and Lemhi County as well, where they'll actually have some thunderstorms. And you can see the snow is going to be above 8,100 or 8,200 feet, depending on your locality. So it won't be a big factor. Not looking for much more than an inch or two at those elevations. So it's pretty minuscule and pretty high elevation. The rest of it will be rain. And you can see there's also this chance or slight chance of rain, and then some evening snow Thursday here in the eastern highlands, which would be the Island Park area. And then Saturday it looks kind of dry, and then there's a risk of on Sunday of this slight chance of rain coming back with thunderstorms for the eastern highlands for Mother's Day. The only other thing you'll notice is Thursday morning, Friday morning, we'll be borderline, certainly in the frost regime, because you can get frost with temperatures of only 38 degrees. And it also will be very close to freezing. Right now, the forecast is for it to be slightly above or right around. So it's kind of low confidence compared to this morning, but is definitely a possibility. A lot depends on the strength of this storm, how much cold air really does funnel in, and then how quickly the winds die down, because we won't get as much frost or freezing if the winds are breezy, even at 5 to 15 miles an hour. That will still prevent a freeze from occurring. But if it gets really light, below 5 miles an hour or absolutely calm, we'll have a much better chance on Thursday and Friday mornings. So let's take a look. Here's the low temperature forecast from this morning. You can see there are widespread areas where we are expecting it to get below 32, including places like Rexburg, especially over the INL area, and then frost can happen, like I said, as warm as 38 degrees. So there are some areas here, especially the further south you get into the Magic Valley, where they are threatening to get some frost there. Our high temperatures today, you can see they continue to rebound and will be in the lower to middle 70s for much of the lower Snake River Plain, eastern Magic Valley, and up the upper it'll be pretty close to 70. Okay, the other thing is the winds coming with this storm that arrives on Wednesday afternoon. You can see in the morning it's actually pretty light, and even the direction is sort of varied. You can see it's north here and actually south over here, so there's not much in the way of a strong direction or even a strong wind speed in the morning. However, here's afternoon. You can see the yellow is in excess of 30 miles an hour. Basically, high wind warning is when it gets to in excess of 40. And so you can see there is an area here, especially northwest and west of Pocatello and American Falls. And this does have the risk of producing gusts up to 55 miles an hour. And in the warning area, maybe even up to 60. You can see it starts to deteriorate a little bit in the afternoon. It becomes more westerly. That opens up more of the eastern Magic Valley when the winds are oriented west. And actually it tends to tone it down here in the very north end of the Snake River Plain, with the mountains acting as a block, but not so much down here in eastern Magic Valley where it's open to the western Magic Valley and the Treasure Valley. So very windy. This kind of wind can produce the blowing dust, which can reduce visibility to near zero, especially where the winds are blowing it across these cultivated fields and through the highways. So anything that has the usual suspects are the Roberts area down to Idaho Falls, and then over in the Raft River Valley where it joins the Snake River Plain, also a very windy and dusty area. And you can see here by the overnight hours, this is late overnight, so this is after midnight, where it'll finally be back down to 14 to 15. This usually does not lift dust to the extent that it reduces visibility to a dangerous value. And then low temperatures, again, you can see here borderline, some below freezing, some right above. I'll be interested to see how it actually pans out. Again, it depends a lot on how much of that cold air really funnels in here that first day. So, once again, areas of frost continue to be possible this morning. There is a frost advisory in effect, along with a freeze warning for this morning. And temperature should warm up by about 9 a.m., 10 a.m. or so. We are looking for a very windy Wednesday, mostly in the afternoon and evening. Areas of blowing dust, reducing visibility dangerously. And there is a high wind watch in effect for that now. And as I said, expected to be a high wind warning probably by this afternoon. And in the northeast corner, Fremont County, for the next 4 days, they will continue to have a threat of some shower activity, mostly in the form of rain, but one night it might actually become light snow, although it shouldn't amount to much. And again, that's just really the Fremont County area, Island Park, and Max Inn. That's all I have. If you have any other questions, you can always contact us at this telephone number. Check out the weather yourself at weather.gov/Pocatello. Thanks for watching.